Okay, this is the fatness spectrum. A small fat is a size 18 and lower.
Okay, there's not really anything wrong with what she's saying, but what I find funny about this thing is that basically this is the internalized war that people are having, because apparently some other person, right, called her small fat, so you should shut up. Why are you speaking of her super fat? So she then brings up the fatness spectrum, and then they're having a battle here between who is or isn't fat enough. That is the problem of gatekeeping, right? This girl is obviously fat. Why would you engage in a discussion that she's not allowed to speak about fat people? Why is this even an issue? It's like, oh, she, an obvious fat girl, is not allowed to speak about fat people because she's not fat enough? That is how insane this fat activism community is. The funny thing is, I don't even like Splashmaker. I've seen a couple of her videos. She is just a very negative person who loves to attack skinny people all the time.
It's silencing of fat creators. It's silencing of fat positive, diet critiquing content. What's out of touch is thinking that losing weight brings you closer to health. That's a myth. If you are thin and you post those body positivity photos where you're hunched over and forcing yourself to have rolls, I want you to feel embarrassed.
Like, her idea of fat activism is basically just start a war with skinny people. So I almost never agree with her, but on this particular point, I wouldn't even say we're in agreement, because I don't think you should ever gatekeep anybody, but she is trying to make the argument that she is fat enough to talk about it.
A small fat is a size 18 and lower, 1X or 2X. I'm a 4X, 5X. I'm a size 26, sometimes 28. I am the super fat you say I'm speaking over.
I don't think that is the defense. You should just say anybody's allowed to talk about it. But the fact that someone had the balls to tell this girl right here, that she's not fat enough to speak on fat topics, it just makes no sense. You almost have to come in and show your paperwork, like, okay, how fat are you? What's your waist size? What are your dimensions? How tall are you? Do like a biometric analysis, and then you're allowed to speak on the topic. Like, get the out of here, people. Why are people gatekeeping topics? Like, you can't talk about transgender unless you're trans. You can't talk about fat people unless you're fat. Unless you want to talk about super fat, then you need to be super duper fat. And if you want to talk about super duper fat, you have to be in the hospital on your ass dying right now. Otherwise, you're not allowed to talk about morbidly obese people. Like, is that really the bar that we need to clear? Whatever you want to talk about, you have to be, otherwise no go for you. They don't make sense. And then these people get mad like, oh, we are misunderstood. Why don't people agree with us? And if you don't agree, you're fat phobic. It makes no sense. This is one of the toxic elements of body positivity. It would be the same insanity that we had like back in the days where the Catholic Church would say, you are not allowed to read the Bible. You are not allowed to learn Latin. You're not allowed to read anything. It's ridiculous. Information should be free. Debate should be free. Speech should be free. Everything should be out in the open. Everybody should be able to talk about anything. That's my 2 cents on it. And if you don't like it, you can shove those where the gerbils live. You know, for some people. Anyhow, that's enough rambling from me today. Drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel to catch the next one. Peace.